Alright, we've got a 2010 Honda Fit. We're going to check the valve clearances. You're supposed to do this about every 30,000 miles, and while we've got all the stuff off, we're going to go ahead and change the spark plugs too. Before you start, you want the car bone cold. Leave it overnight. Do this first thing in the morning and you should be good to go. There's a couple tools you're going to need. A list in the description. This should take you 2 to 3 hours your first time. If you're too loose on the clearances, you'll have a noisy valve train. You want to check the valves for one cylinder, then check the next one in firing order. Verify the clearances 2 more times in firing order before you reassemble anything. You don't want to have to break everything down again once you put it back together. First we need to remove the wiper cowl. Pop those covers off. Pull the rubber gasket off. There are a couple of clips on the cowl. You're going to have to pop those off. The cowl comes off in 4 pieces. Just be careful. It's all plastic and you could definitely break it. I had to move the hood a few times to get clearance for the end pieces. I draped the main piece off to the side so I wouldn't have to disconnect the wiper fluid hose. There are 7 bolts holding the cowl on. The first 6 are on the cowl. The last one is on the motor bracket. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one on the motor bracket. Wiggle it around and it should come off no problem. Once you get it off, it's a perfect time to vacuum up so no debris falls in the engine. At this point you could change the spark plugs, but we're going to wait and get the valve cover off so we have a little bit better clearance. Remove the battery. I didn't until I absolutely had to. Remove the MAF sensor and then the 2 10mm bolts holding the airbox onto the engine. Remove the 5 12mm bolts holding the intake manifold onto the plenum. Loosen the clamp holding the airbox onto the throttle body. Remove the vacuum hose going into the airbox. Remove the 4 12mm bolts on the throttle body. There's 1 more bolt holding the throttle body. This is me finally removing the battery. Once you got the bolts out of the throttle body, there's brackets on the back side. Remove the sensor harness. There are a few clips holding the harness under the manifold plenum. You can pop them out with needle nose pliers. Remove the bracket from the intake manifold. Remove the 2 bolts holding the manifold plenum onto the engine. Place the manifold plenum to the side. Check inside the throttle body and manifold plenum for buildup and clean it out if necessary. Now we have access to the valve cover and coil packs. Unclip the coil pack harness and move the harness assembly to the side. Clean the area so no debris gets into the engine. Remove the PCV tube from the valve cover. Cover the intake manifold so nothing falls in. You can see we have 8 bolts holding on the valve cover. Remove them and place the valve cover to the side. Take the valve cover gasket off. Make sure the new valve cover is the right size. On the passenger side of the engine, you'll see a large 19mm bolt. You can use it to rotate the crankshaft and the camshaft. Only rotate this clockwise. Make sure your car is in neutral. You can access it through the passenger wheel well. Use as many socket extensions as needed. Crank the shaft clockwise until you see a number or the word up on the camshaft gear. Rotate until the lines are level with the top of the head. Remember, only turn the crankshaft clockwise. This is top dead center for cylinder 2. Cylinder 1 is closest to this gear, and cylinder 4 is closest to the driver's side. Use your feeler gauges to verify the valve clearances for each cylinder. Intake valves are on the front, and exhaust valves are on the back. Check the clearances before you attempt to adjust them. There's no sense in adjusting them if they're within factory specifications. To adjust the valves, turn the adjuster lock nut counterclockwise, then rotate the valve adjuster clockwise to decrease the clearance, or counterclockwise to increase the clearance. Intake clearances should be between 0.15 and 0.19 millimeters. Exhaust valve clearances should be between 0.26 and 0.30 millimeters. Do not leave these clearances too loose or you will have a very annoying tick from your valve train. On this particular engine, you need to pull up on the valve rocker a little bit to slide the feeler gauge in. I found it useful to place the entire gauge in the clearance gap for both intake valves at the same time on the same cylinder. You can also bend the gauges to get a better angle, but if you bend them too much, they won't be accurate anymore. The exhaust valves were a lot easier to access once you remove the coil packs. Remember which coil packs are connected to which cylinder. To move on to the next cylinder, tighten all the lock nuts and make sure there aren't any tools in the valve train. Rotate the crankshaft clockwise until the next cylinder is at top dead center. Check all the clearances for the rest of the cylinders in firing order. Check them all in firing order at least 2 more times. You want to be 100% sure these clearances are to spec before you put everything back together. Once all the valve clearances are within specifications, you can start the reassembly. Clean off the inside of your valve cover and mating surface on your engine. Get some oil on the new valve cover gasket and fit it on the valve cover. Get a little Hondabond on the surface between the valve train and the timing chain. Place the cover on the engine and hand tighten the bolts from the inside out. These bolts don't require a lot of torque. Honda specs them to 8.8 foot-pounds. Now that your valve cover is back on, you can change the spark plugs. Spray out the spark plug wells with some compressed air so no debris falls in the cylinders. Remove one plug at a time and replace it with a new one. These particular plugs came pre-gapped. Put some dielectric grease on the ceramic insulator on each plug and inside the coil pack. Put all the coil packs back in the right cylinder and put everything back together. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thank you.